Well, here we are, still 12/31/2020. Happy New Year, everybody. I guess it's going to be a big year of reveal. So I did a video earlier about how to communicate. So when you're switching things up or you're just beginning, there are techniques that you use that I put in the other video. So go back and hit that. So this afternoon I went to the park and it just started to drizzle, and I didn't have my hat with me, but I had a thing with my coat, and I got to the area in a bench and it just barely lightly drizzled, and began to call in my angelic guides that I'm working with right now. And a lot of my other ones kept popping up, and I kept mentally sort of saying, no, not you. I want the other ones, But unfortunately, they still kept popping up. So as they were coming through, they would kind of step back, and then a couple new ones would come through where they would be in the distance a little bit. So now I'm seeing all of this with my eyes opened, and it's super cloudy. So it looks like a whole bunch of twinkling going on. And then all of a sudden you'll see and it'll land, and it'll be a sphere, and it'll do a little thingy, and so on, and it'll show me a face. So the whole time I'm sort of looking for something that might resemble an angel. Now, as I said in the video before this, is I'm trying to windshield wiper out any past thoughts of what has been depicted. This is an angel, or this is a this is a that. So I'm trying to blank slate. And I did see a couple other faces, and then I just kind of closed my eyes a little bit because my contacts get dry, and I could see some things, and then I could open my eyes and I see beings near the trees. And then some interesting things came to my mind. And it was that an identity of an angel may not have just appeared there, but the angelic is in everything. The angelic is in everyone. So each time one steps out, then I can feel or see the angelic in them, even if I've seen that being before. So I was like, really? Is it that easy? Well, the answer is yes, it's that easy. Just like we want to see the goodness and the God source in everyone. So there's angelic in every one of us. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a separate type being. Now, I do believe that the more I work with this and begin to semi-master bringing them in, then I'll know what they look like. Now, I totally suck at drawing, but I think I could probably maybe fake it out just a little bit. And I do look through things sometimes when a YouTuber's on and it's about some kind of a history of maybe a galactic family or their guides, and they'll have pictures of them, usually done by another artist. Sometimes they're creative, I don't know. And I'll try to look for something similar in their picture, so I can say, one had what looked like, I don't think it was like Yoda or Obi or whatever the heck that Star Wars person is, but it looked like a teddy bear sort of thing with a Red Riding Hood cloak. And I was like, I've got a guide that comes in that looks a lot like that. In this particular one, the title was called The Wisdom One or something. So I emailed that person. Of course, I guess they're probably too popular now to email back. But I then realized later that many of us are going to have guides that look similar to other guides. And some are going to look very human, some are going to look very animal-like, Some are going to look a combination of animal human. Some are going to look like something out of a scary movie that's not scary once you look at it. And just things that are very foreign to our naked physical eyes that we're accustomed to seeing or reading or watching movies or television shows about. So doing my best to really delete that and look with fresh eyes. And again, as I said in the other video, one of the biggest things is not to have an expectation, because when you have an expectation, you're in that higher adrenal mode, because then you're not relaxed. You're like expecting something, you know, and they won't disappoint. You just got to give them the time. And that's how I've developed more of my open-eyed sight, is giving them time. And COVID was like an open meadow. It was like run through the fields, and I had so much free time to give to them and to give to myself. And it just makes me giggle like a 2-year-old on the floor, like, you know, ridiculously giggling. It gives me so much joy. And I can't wait for each and every one of you to experience that. Now, just remember, we can all develop hearing. You know, I've been clear, is it clear cognitive? I just know stuff. I was just telling my daughter on the phone today, my oldest daughter, who's doing some healing work right now. And I was telling her, I just know stuff. And I don't even need to say that I know it. I just know things. I always have. And I'm very, very visual. So it's not like I hear voices. Sometimes I do, but it's not like me talking to you. It's a different kind of thing. Like this morning when I woke up going pen to paper. A year or so ago, I woke up going, I am as I am, as I am, as I am, as I am, I am, as I am, as I am. I was just saying it. And I woke up going, well, you're mumbling. And then another time I woke up and I got a name of something and I was going, what was that again? What was that again? And I wrote it down, and it's in one of my journals. I have no idea what it was. But when you're in relaxed states, communication is happening. Activation, DNA coding happening. Downloads, uploads, left loads, right loads, they're all happening. You're just looking for them in the way that we communicate with humans, with each other. We're expecting it to make logical left brain sense. But the whole beautiful thing is to get into that yeah, man. And you don't need drugs to get there. Trust me, I've tried some. I tried some shrooms a couple times. It did nothing for me. I tried medical marijuana for an anti-inflammatory, and that, oh my gosh, that took me back to places of being buried alive. And so I would literally wake up in such an anxiety state that I usually can master calming myself down, but the one event was hours pacing my floor, coming downstairs, getting on the rocking chair, trying to breathe. It was like somebody had just shot my adrenaline into my adrenals, and it was everywhere. And I thought, if this is anything like an anxiety attack, I am so sorry that I didn't have understanding when people mention that to me. But I had great respect for anxiety after that, because I always know I had it, but nothing that makes me not go into a room or speak out or do things. Some people have a real fear factor where they go through severe anxiety and a lot of chemical reactions before they have to do something. And I'm so sorry when anyone has to suffer from that. And you know, past life regression really helps with that. And I just did a video on that. about how it can really help you get in there and get to better health and get to a place where all the things that have been placed upon you with and without your permission, you can dissipate, pick and choose, move forward in a different way without all of that unknown weight and insulation that you have in that 95% of your consciousness, because it's unconscious. The 95% is it's unconscious. So anyway, back to the communicating. So I walked to my car and I'm just like, everybody's angelic. Everything has an angelic thing to it. So the more I realize that I open to that, then I know that a so-called real angelic being will appear at some point in some way. Just like my other guides, they would give me a little sneak look, almost as if like, I would be like, oh, okay, I've seen you before. And then you get more comfortable. So then when it alters its looks, like turns around, then it turns back around, it's something else, then you know that it's changing either through a lifetime of change, or it's changing because it's trying to get closer and closer to what it really might look like without freaking you the frick out. So that's not their goal. As soon as they sense fear, they have to stop. That's divine law. So that's why it's super important to be as good to your physical avatar as you possibly can. Like for me, I've never been a big caffeine person. I would like usually an unsweet iced tea in the morning. I go get it. And if not at home, I'll make maybe 1, maybe 2 cups of a green tea. I drink a lot of herbal teas, but I don't need caffeine to get moving in the morning or to get anything moving in the morning, as some people are kind of addicted to doing. But what I've noticed in 2020, especially as we've gotten into the fall, is that I have to really even limit that. Like I don't do caffeine after 2. I don't do chocolate. If I have anything chocolate-y, it has to be done before that. So anything with caffeine, I have great respect for my nervous system. And one of the best ways to reset that is, of course, your breathing, because it takes you out of sympathetic into parasympathetic. And then it allows the adrenals to calm down so that you're not pumping it constantly, which puts your whole body into fatigue. So start paying attention to your system and what it's asking you, what it's showing you. And start having a dialogue with your body and your mind. Like, what would you like to have today? What would you like to have in this moment? What would be the highest, healthiest choice for me in this moment, moving me to the next moment? That's called consciousness. That's a conscious move, by the way. And that puts you in a whole different, really beautiful realm, so that you can start welcoming all these amazing visitors that are they're here. They're everywhere. But they don't just come to you until you acknowledge them. You know, when I did a video the other night, I was sitting outside stargazing, and I put it out here on this YouTube too. Spheres, balls, like snowballs, all over the place. My friend goes out and she says, "Oh, here's my video. See all my action?" And she goes, "Nada." And I said, "Did you align yourself?" She's like, "No." I was like, "So you're not going to see them. No one's going to see them unless you just really align yourself with it." Okay? Because little kids probably see it, but they just think it's normal. So they're like, "Hey, Mom, Mom, they see it all the time. They see things in Technicolor." And so if you have kids, start engaging them. Ask them, "What are you seeing? Tell me, share with me, tell me your story." You know, let them start getting into that and know that imaginary, vivid stuff that they have going on is acceptable and it's freaking cool. And then it's going to reel you back in to your special childhood. All right? So until the next video, please like, subscribe it, hit that bell to all, and leave me a comment.